Hello and welcome to this episode of Packet Tracer. In this episode, I want to show you how to set up your initial network in the activity wizard. So let's get started. Let's go to the activity wizard. Do I want to save the current network as the answer network? Yes, I do want to save it as the answer network. I have configured PC0 with this IP address and PC1 with this IP address, and I want to make the assessment based on the IP addresses. Let's save this network as the answer network. Yes. Now the activity wizard is open. Let's maximize it. Now let's go to the answer network. Now here in the answer networks, I want to select the components that I want to assess, and that is the IP addresses under PC0 and PC1. Now I have chosen the components that I want to assess in the answer network. That means that my answer network is ready, and based on my answer network, I want to create my initial network. We can create the initial network from scratch, or we can copy it from the answer network. And you can see that I don't have many things in the initial network yet, but let's copy from answer network. Let's say yes. And now you can see that the components of the answer network has appeared for me in the initial network. Based on that, I want to create my initial network, and instead of the configured IP address, I want to unconfigure it and put 00. Now I have completed setting up my initial network, because the IP addresses in my initial network will be 00, but the IP addresses in my answer network will be the configured IP addresses. Let's close these, go to the locking option. Here I have the ability to lock out certain features for this activity. For example, let's go to the topology, to the global, and I want to log the ability to use the desktop tab. So I want to log the ability to use the config tab. So instead of the config tab, I want the users to use the desktop tab. Now my initial network is ready. Let's go and test this activity. Here I'm presented with the initial network. Let's go and open PC1, PC0. Let's go to the config tab. You can see that the config tab is locked, so I cannot use the config tab. Instead of that, I will use the desktop tab. I will use the IP configuration and configure the IP. Let's close it. And let's go here to the PT activity and check the results. You can see that the activity is incomplete because I have not configured PC1, but let's go to the assessment items. You can see that at least PC0 is already configured. It is correctly configured. And that's it for this episode, everyone. I hope you have got a good understanding of how initial networks work. Stay tuned with more videos on Activity Wizard in the coming episodes.